This is worksheet number 6, day 2. The topic is applications of trig. The problems that we did yesterday, the figures were already drawn for you in the assignment and on the lesson. Now we're going to try to help create those right triangles and then use trigonometry. So here's the first question. We have a cliff, and the cliff is 150 meters above the sea. From the cliff, the angle of depression of a boat in the sea measures 8 degrees. How far is the boat from the base of the cliff? So we want to draw a few things. We want to draw the sea. So here's our sea. And then we have a cliff. This cliff goes straight up. And then we have a boat that's in the water, that's at sea level. Now, it tells us that the cliff is 150 meters above sea level. So this is the height of this cliff from sea level to the top of the cliff. Then, from the cliff, the angle of depression, so we're going to draw an angle of depression, depressions go down, is 8 degrees with the boat. Then it says, how far is the boat from the base of the cliff? So here's my boat over here in the red, and then my cliff. So my unknown side is right here. I want to find out how far is this distance, and this is my base distance from the boat to the cliff. So now we have our right triangle. I'm just going to redraw it, going over, and we have our right triangle. So now we're going to create our sign up. One second.
Oh, sorry.
We want to find our 3 sides of our right triangle. So we have side opposite, side adjacent, and then the hypotenuse. If we look at our box over here, which trig function works with adjacent and opposite? Well, that is tangent. So we're going to set up our equation. The tangent of 8 degrees equals opposite, which is unknown, that's our x, our base, over adjacent, which is the height of the cliff, 150. Now we solve this equation for x. So we're going to multiply both sides by 150. And what happens is these 150s are going to cancel out. And then you have your x alone. And now we're going to use the calculator. Make sure you are in degree mode. So with your calculator, enter in 150 times the tangent of 8. Finish off the parentheses. X equals 21.08 feet. So this boat, it's meters is the units. This boat is 21 meters from the cliff. Here's the next example. A plane is flying at an altitude of 10,000 meters. The angle of elevation from the object to the ground to the plane measures 28 degrees. How far is the object from the plane? So we want to go ahead and create a picture again, and it's going to be a right triangle. So we have a plane up here in the sky, and then there's an object down here. And this object with the plane has an angle of elevation. And then this is the ground that goes horizontal. So our angle of elevation is 28 degrees. And the distance, the plane is from the ground. So here's my plane and here's my ground. It is a distance of 10,000 meters is this distance from the plane to the ground. What we want to do is how far is the object from the plane? So we want to find the distance the object is from the plane. What is that distance right there? So we identify our three sides to our right triangle with our angle, theta. This is side opposite, this is side adjacent, and this is side hypotenuse. Well, the two sides that we're working with is the hypotenuse and opposite. So we come over to our box. Which trig function works with opposite and hypotenuse? Which is sine. So we set up our equation. So we say the sine of 28 degrees equals opposite 10,000 meters over hypotenuse, which is x. And now we're going to solve this equation for x. So we'll multiply both sides by x to remove that x from its denominator. So multiply both sides by x. And the x's are going to cancel out. And we're left with x times the sine of 28 degrees equals 10,000. And then we want to remove that sine of 28 degrees from the left. So to undo that is we're going to divide both sides by the sine of 28 degrees. And what cancels out are the sines of 28 degrees. And we're left with x equaling 10,000 over the sine of 28 degrees. Now we take out our calculator. 10,000 divided by the sine of 28 equals 21,300.5 meters. Is the distance this object is from the ground. The one example I didn't show in this lesson, but I think you'll probably be okay with, is if we think back to yesterday's lesson where we want to solve for theta. So if we have this picture that we did yesterday in the lesson, we have two sides and we want to find the angle measure, the angle of elevation or depression in this case is the angle of elevation. We would use inverse trigonometry, so we take the sine inverse of it and we get 30 degrees. So that's one other possibility you might see in your homework today. So here's what your assignment is for today. For worksheet number 6, day 2, you're going to do the bottom half of the worksheet, 9 through 18. I do want to see a picture drawn for every problem, then the setup of the trig equation, and then solving for that unknown piece in the equation. Good luck and have fun.